Welcome back to class, June 2022, EST passage number 2. So the passage that can be شرح لي trains وازاي trains work. هنبدأ على طول with question number 11. Here we go. Minna, I'm using your paper. I'm going to use your mistakes واشرحهم. Here, يعني a premium in line number 21 here. So here they were remunerated with premiums. So remunerated معناها compensation. يعني تعويض, right? So ادالهم تعويض. So what is a premium? Getting extra money, salary bonus, not a gift. Extra hours of work, no, is a the premium, right? When you premium عامة for economics means extra. Question number 12, according to the passage, which of the following is a drawback to having standards that rarely change? That can سؤال evidence. Well, evidence for number 13 can line 50 to 53 or line 55 لحد 58 or 62 until 66 or 94 until 97. Now, again, في طلبة بيحبوا يحلوا الأفرنس الأول. I like to solve الأفرنس بعد ما أحل السؤال. Or على الأقل, I find مثلا 2 wrong answers, أحددهم, eliminate, and then I look for evidence. So it should be 2 answers. عشان بس تعرفوا where's that evidence. ثانية هقول لكم. Change can only be made if everyone agrees, right? ده الإجابة. بس مش هقول لكم ليه. ثانية واحدة. Reform only takes place during certain times, therefore it is rare. أنا مش فاكر أي حاجة related to reform. Change and reform حاجتين. Change يعني تغيير. Reform يعني نغير الأساسيات. Change is immediate, leading to many faults. برضو I don't think so عشان ما كانش في evidence بيقول لي كده. And there is a lack of unanimity in the scheduling of trains. So we want to answer the actual question, right? So السؤال بيسألني, which of the following is a drawback to having standards that rarely change? Okay. The evidence بقى, you got to correct your minna, قلت لي من 55 ل 58. Let's go to this. There's much convenience in this, so you have to stop, right? Evidence عندي the pronoun. So لازم أعرف إيه هو this. What is this? That's important. لما أعرفش يعني إيه this أنا مش عارف أجاوب. So you have to pay attention to that, right? Okay, so and conventions of master car builders have recommended certain forms and dimensions as standards, which are now in general use. So بيتكلم عن the conventions or the traditions أو normal habits أو normal عادات بتاعت master car builders. So there's much convenience in this, right? In this, the conventions ثابت. The conventions موحدة مع كل حد. But one disadvantage, it requires almost unanimous action to introduce any change of reform in construction. Okay. So this again, the conventions اللي ما اتغيرتش, there's advantages ولكن في disadvantage. وإيه هو disadvantage? There needs to be unanimity, right? Unanimous decision. كل حد لازم يتفق مع بعض. Okay. There's a lack of unanimity in scheduling trains. The evidence ما بيقوليش كده. evidence بيقول لي change بتحصل بس المشكلة اللي فيها كل حد لازم يتفق. So I have to think. لو المشكلة كل حد لازم يتفق يعني it can only be made يعني change بيجي بس لو كل حد بيتفق. Even if it's beneficial. So it tells us here again, it requires almost unanimous action to introduce change. So we can understand بقى that عشان change يجي لازم يبقى فيه or لازم everyone must agree. So I will go with answer A, not answer D. عشان answer D بيقول لي ما فيش agreement. ما بيقوليش كده في evidence. بس بيقول لي شرط في evidence. وهو الشرط to make the change everyone must agree. Number 13 قلنا إجابة B. Number 14, the passage is written from the point of view of. لازم تفكروا كده وتقولوا مين كتب الباسج ده أو مين ممكن يكتب الباسج ده. الباسج ده is very descriptive. يعني في lots of information في الباسج. تفاصيل very technical. So a historian, it's not a historian, since the author walks the reader through the past. No, عشان هو بس بيكلمني عن 1888. مفيش كذا سنة, مفيش sequence of time. So the author is not walking us through anything, right? A museum tour guide, definitely not, right? A museum tour guide يعني بس بيشرح ممكن trains أو schedule. But this is very, very detailed. Deep, a locomotive enthusiast. ممكن المشكلة جاية هنا. Since the passage is filled with fan jargon or jargon. There's no fans here. Okay, Fedis. There's no fans here. There's no marwahas here. Answer's A, right? You want to use that informal. A president of a railroad company, since the author's familiar with the technical details of the operation. So yeah, definitely, عشان بيتكلم عن very small or very trivial details. Number 15, charge most nearly means. احنا أخذنا كلمات كتير قوي في الفوكابulary course بتاعتنا. Charge معناها simply responsibility. The master car builder has charge of the shops, is responsible for the shops. Number 16, the passage resembles which of the following structures? And مش عارف they any structures. Actually, the answer is descriptive, but descriptive is not a structure. The structure يبقى زي ده, compare and contrast, problem and solution, sequence. المفروض يقول لي مثلا from general to specific. That's structure. بس ما علينا, it's descriptive, right? أنا ما كنتش أقول إجابة C عشان descriptive is not a category of structure, but then again, you have to be flexible. It's not a sequence of events يعني في ترتيب معينة. So you're going from large to small, ascending, descending, time, early, late. So what's the sequence هنا? Or how would you specify a sequence, Mrs. Lena? This is not a sequence of events. Like, how did you get that? Oh, there's no steps. Or there could be steps, مثلا go in paragraph, right? But not the whole passage. Yeah, مثلا كان في paragraphs فيها problem and solution. This is it, I think. I think هنا قدم لنا problem and solution, مش هنا. الجراف or paragraph بيكلمني عن disadvantages, right? Problem and solution here. So paragraphs مش بحسبها, and بحسب the whole passage. So there is sequence for one of the paragraphs. There is compare and contrast for paragraph تانية. There is a problem and solution for other paragraph. So طبعا ما اقدرش احدد دول specifically عشان دول بس جايين in one paragraph, right? احنا عايزين الباسج كلها. So descriptive is the more general answer هنا في الكيس ده. Number 17, keep. They keep time, right? Keep time. That was the idea here. They keep on time, they remain on time. They stay on time. Number 18, see, this was a hard one, right? عشان لو ما قريتوش الباسج what's it called? لو ما قريتوش الباسج, you'll probably get this incorrect. معظم الطلبة هيقولوا إجابة D. Conclude the aforementioned main ideas. I don't think so, right? عشان الإجابة جاية هنا. Like early on, وبيقولي this is the job of a superintendent. Here you go, right? Himself calling upon the superintendent of machinery. بعد كده بقى بيقولي the job of a superintendent. وإيه هو الجوب بتاعته? The locomotives are switching engines and cars. It is his special province to handle all trains as swiftly as possible, make sure there's no collisions. So كل تفاصيل بعديها بيوصف the job of a superintendent. And that's why the answer C, highlight the responsibilities of superintendent. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong, yeah. Refute means disprove. Yes. So there's no provide an example of the train collision. No, right? Refute the importance of a timetable. Mustahil, right? Don't forget, Logi. You have done this before. So you have the luxury to do that. But in real time, would that make a difference? Sha'if. And so again, with D, conclude the aforementioned ideas. I think that's right, correct. Actually, the aforementioned ideas, it's concluding it. So, but I feel like it's too general, bardu, صح? That's the problem here. Which ideas are we talking about, bardu? The function of the last paragraph. Number 19, according to the passage, what is an essential element of keeping trains on track, right? Well, I don't think you really need to read this, right? Detailed schedule. وكان في paragraph كاملة على الschedule ده. And it says in the beginning here to keep on schedule, right? To keep on schedule. And finally, number 20, من 92 لحد 94. This is the evidence. The schedule is the most important thing to keep trains on time. يا Mrs. Minna, انت قلت لي إجابة D من 97 لحد 101. I could see why لو في ناس مثلا قالوا إجابة D. فعلا. I feel like answer D is a better answer. A diagram or graphic representation of this schedule upon a board of a large sheet of paper is an important feature of the office regulating train movements. Aywa, Lana, I understand you, right? But the visual representation مش السبب the trains stay on time. Okay, it's not because of the visual representation that the trains stay on time. It's because of the actual schedule itself. So it's too specific. عشان دلوقتي لو ما عنديش visual representation, an essential element, the most important element. So لو سألت what is the most important element to keep trains on time, هتقولوا لي a visual representation of what? ده السؤال. A visual representation, okay, of what? ما بيقوليش في الإجابة a visual representation of the schedule. ماليش كده. You have to be very specific بالanswers. So what is an important element? A visual representation of what حبيبتي مكتوبة كده في الإجابة? No. بس غير كده. So أنت بتقولي لي that the most important element to keep trains on track is a visual representation of the schedule. That's not the most important element. عشان clearly here the schedule is all that is needed. يعني أساسا مش محتاج أي حاجة تانية. يقول لك كده في البداية. You don't need anything else. You just need a schedule. Okay? ده أول حاجة. and تاني حاجة هتقولي لي an evidence, a diagram. Well, essential. A diagram or graphic representation of the schedule upon a board or large sheet of paper is an important feature of the office regulating train movements. But then again, this visual representation is important for the office itself, not important for the trains themselves. يعني من غير diagram, الoffice هيبوظ. بس ما قاليش أي حاجة with regards to the train schedule, because here it clearly tells you all you need is the schedule. So I feel like you're telling me answer B, a visual representation, but you're not reading of the office, yes, regulating train movements. So it's an important feature of the office, It's not an important feature of regulating train movements. You guys keep on skipping words, and I'm saying late, right? Mrs. Logi, you're skipping words. You're telling me an important feature regulating train movements. What about of the office? So it's a feature of the office, not regulation of the movements. So it's important for the office. What office that بيعمل ايه? It regulates train movements. But the visual representation is more for the office than it is for the trains. But answer A, or this evidence, is very clear cut. All you need is this, the schedule. Anyway, I'm going to finish up دلوقتي. Number 21, what carried more? Answer A, passengers than goods. Passengers can 165,000. Goods, which is freight, C, 116,000. So here, we're going to say answer A. This was the reading test of the June 2022 test. I'll give you vocabulary tomorrow, and tomorrow we can continue working مع بعض على passages 3, 4, and 5, and then we can do the mock test on Sunday. Questions? Thanks for coming. See you tomorrow. You can learn anything. Just out. Bye.